Master of the Magdalene, Saint Mary Magdalene, and 8 stories about her life. Once upon a time there lived a woman with very long hair. So long that it covered her entire body from head to toe. She didn't even need to wear clothes anymore. Her flowing brown hair was both her day dress and her nightgown. Her name was Magdalene, and when she was young and her hair a little shorter, she heard that in her village near Nazareth, a very special young man had arrived, whose fame had spread by word of mouth throughout the region of Galilee. His name was Jesus, and he was going around telling the whole world that in the eyes of God, his Father, women and men, the poor and the rich, were all equal. Magdalene walked into a house where Jesus was having dinner with some men, and on the table were the leftovers from the meal. Can you see them too? Glasses full of wine and some sort of red food, perhaps dates, apples, and a few oranges. To Magdalene, Jesus appeared as if surrounded by a golden light. She was so happy to meet him that she burst into tears. Have you ever been so happy that your eyes have overflowed with tears? That's exactly what happened to Magdalene. Her eyes were so abundant that she washed Jesus' feet with them. Then she anointed his feet with a scented oil and dried them with her own hair. It wasn't so strange to wash somebody else's feet 2,000 years ago. Almost everyone went around barefoot or wore sandals. So when they got home, they washed their hands and their feet. Of course, no one had used tears before. But how was Jesus special, you might be wondering? Well, for example, they say that once he told a dead man to walk out of his tomb. "Lazarus, come out," he said. And the man did. Lazarus had been dead for 4 days. We can tell from the bad smell, can you see? But when Lazarus stood up, everyone was amazed and cried, "A miracle! A miracle!" So the young lady with the long hair went around telling everyone what she had seen and heard. She walked from the region of Galilee, spreading the word, until she reached Marseille. You can tell she's in France because the women are wearing a barbet, a typical hat in this area at the time. After having talked so much, Magdalene retired as a hermit in a cave on the mountains of Saint-Baume, east of Marseille. And she spent 30 years there alone, praying in silence. It is said that when Magdalene prayed, angels came down and lifted her up into the sky. Once, an angel even came down and brought her some bread to eat. In the last 2 scenes, the painter depicts the moment of Magdalene's death and her funeral ceremony. Oh, and the painter, we haven't mentioned him yet. You see, to be honest, he remains anonymous to this day, because until the 1300s, artists never signed their works. That's why we call him the Master of the Magdalene, in honor of this panel, which is his most beautiful painting. How do we know that these other works are by the same artist, if none of them bears his signature? From several details and clues. The large eyes, an attention to nature, and figures that go beyond the frame of the scene. But here's the most interesting and secret detail of all. Look at the palace in the background, where Magdalene is preaching in France. Can you see the palm leaves on the facade right under the roof? They are typical of this artist's work. He painted them everywhere. And you want to know how he drew perfect circles for the halos? He started from this red dot you see here. What do you say we give it a go and create our own work of art with a precious gold background? We could make a table laid with the types of food we would find on a dinner table at the time of Magdalene. A delicious Jewish cake, small blue fish, some grapes, fresh mint leaves, a few black olives, and a juicy apple. We've laid our table with many kinds of food, but you can just select the ones you prefer if you like. To begin with, order some delicious pastries and save the rectangular gold cardboard tray. And now listen carefully. Here is the list of things you'll need. Coloured Play-Doh, the gold cardboard tray from your pastries, vinyl glue, a paintbrush, a toothpick or wooden skewer stick, the cover of a glue stick. Mix the blue and red Play-Doh to make a bright purple colour. Knead it well with your fingers to get a nice uniform colour. Then make lots of little balls. Now for the leaves. Roll out the green Play-Doh using your paintbrush handle. Then use your toothpick to draw the veins on the surface of the leaves. Then use the top of the glue stick to shape the leaves, as in the picture. With the brown Play-Doh, make 2 small snakes that you can intertwine, so they look just like the branches of a vine. Use blue, white and yellow Play-Doh. Roll out 2 wider coils, that's what we call the pieces of rolled clay, in blue Play-Doh and 2 in white. Roll out 2 very thin coils in yellow Play-Doh. Make the tails and fins using the blue Play-Doh. 2 triangles for each fish. And decorate the surfaces using your toothpick. Don't forget the eyes. Make 2 small white balls and 2 even smaller blue balls. Now assemble your fish by sticking the 3 coils together and adding the small triangles, as shown in the picture. And your fish are ready. Mix some brown, yellow and white Play-Doh and make 8 short but sturdy coils. To braid the coils, place one on top of the other, as in the picture. When you've finished, press on the loaf to flatten the bottom. Make some holes on the surface with your toothpick and fill them with dots of black Play-Doh so they look like a sprinkle of seeds. A juicy apple, mixing yellow and red Play-Doh. Adding a leaf in green Play-Doh and a stem in brown Play-Doh. Fresh mint leaves. Trimming and moulding their shape using the cover of the glue stick. And now you can glue your items onto the tray and hang it wherever you like. It will look lovely.